Hey guys, what's up? It's time for another episode of From the Crow's Mouth, a video podcast hosted by yours truly, Mitch Cumming, lead singer, songwriter, guitar player for the band Stone Cold Crows. And this episode's going to be a little bit different than traditional, probably because it's going to be the last episode that I do for a period of hiatus. And I'm going to explain why I'm choosing to stop for a while. But I also want to reflect on that the fact is it's been pretty much a year since our first single was released to the public and the band started, and wow, what kind of things can happen in a year. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. But of course, if you've been following the podcast, you know that I always show you how to make a drink, and while I missed an episode last week, another crazy week with job changes and COVID coming back and a lot of people sick at work. There was another outbreak, so that's 2 outbreaks in 2 different workplaces I've gone through in 3 months, right? Crazy. I was fortunate enough not to get it, but I did have another flu, another spring flu. It turns out you can actually just get regular sick, not everything's COVID. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how to make this Vodka Greyhound. It's super simple, but I talk a little bit about the differences between quality of vodka and the quality of the ingredients, because to really make a great vodka cocktail, the quality of ingredients you use will be key, because otherwise it's just going to taste like, anything. Juice, really, because you can put vodka in almost anything and hide its flavor if you really want to. Probably why it's so popular. So I'll show you how to make a Vodka Greyhound, and then I will tell you about why this hiatus is coming and what you can expect from us in the future. Cheers. Hey guys, on today's rock and roll bartender segment of From the Crow's Mouth, a video podcast hosted by yours truly, Mitch Cumming, lead singer, songwriter, guitar player of the band, I'm going to show you how to make a very simple vodka drink. So simple, in fact, it only requires 2 ingredients, but it's quite delicious. And the drink, of course, in question is a Vodka Greyhound. Now, if you're familiar with the history of the Greyhound, you'll know that it was originally a gin drink. However, over time, vodka was actually made a more popular substitution, probably just for its clean flavor and simplicity, and it's just widely available everywhere. Gin is too, but vodka became very popular, the most popular spirit in North America since the 50s. So it's probably why it's taken such a prominent place in cocktails in North America. Vodka martinis, you can get gin martinis. Vodka has just been a popular substitution for gin a lot. Less about that. I want to tell you a little bit about why you see 2 different bottles of vodka here, though, because as simple as this drink is, I want to go over just some of the differences between vodka and how you might make drinks at home. Now, you'll see here I have a bottle pretty much empty of Finlandia, which, where I'm located in Ontario, it's about $30 Canadian a bottle, and it's made with, I think it's grain? Yeah, okay, so this is made with barley, and Ciroc here is actually made from grapes. Now, vodka differs from region to region, and you can literally make it out of just about anything, but the taste will change depending on what ingredient is used to basically make alcohol. You can even get vodka that's made from ethanol gathered from the air. There's literally nothing is fermented to get the alcohol, so that's probably why vodka is so popular. Super easy to make, and the more times you distill it, the cleaner the taste, because it removes further impurities from the spirit. So, why would I have a bottle of Ciroc, which is about $50 for a bottle, and a bottle of $30 vodka? Obviously there's a difference, and there is, but when making a drink like the Greyhound, which calls for grapefruit juice, and you'll see here that I have a bottle unlabeled because I fresh pressed this with a juice press, and that makes all the difference as well. You can buy store-bought juice or whatever to make your drink, but if you press your own, it will taste 100 times better. Now, why is that important? Because in any mixed drink like this one, where you're essentially just mixing vodka with another spirit, like soda or juice, or a combination of juices and soda, I wouldn't recommend using top-shelf stuff like Ciroc, because vodka doesn't really have a strong, overpowering taste, which is probably why it's so popular. If you were going to make a spirit-forward vodka drink, like a vodka martini, and there are lots of versions of martinis or anything, or if you just want to sip on vodka straight, that's when you should probably spend your money on the top shelf stuff. Personal opinion, but honestly, between these two in this drink, you're not going to notice much of a difference, so save yourself the 20 bucks a bottle and get the cheaper stuff. If it's juice heavy, and if it's not, it's more spirit based, go for the top shelf stuff and you will notice a big difference. Anyways, we've got our ingredients here, so what's in the Greyhound? Well, typically you'll find a Greyhound is either served in a double rocks glass or a highball. I'm going more traditional style, so you just basically fill a rocks or a highball glass with ice. You're going to take 2 ounces of vodka. We're going to use Finlandia, and I would probably polish this bottle off here. If not, I'll be very close to it. Yeah, there's maybe 1 ounce left in that bottle, and you're just going to top with grapefruit juice. Give it a shake. When hand pressing juices, if you leave it for a while, you'll find that the sediment, if it's not filtered, I did strain it, but I still find it settled to the bottom. So give it a shake before you pour it. Just top it up. Give her a little stir. And voila. Now, you'll also traditionally garnish with a lime wheel. Just a little bit of extra citrus profile in there. But that is it. That is how simple vodka drinks can be to make, and they're refreshing because it's usually the quality of the other ingredients that you're using that makes the drink. So there you have it, guys. Sweet and simple today, the Vodka Greyhound. Anyways, cheers, and I will see you on the music part of the podcast. All right, guys, we're back. We've got a Vodka Greyhound in our hands, and the difference between fresh juice, hand-pressed juice, and store-bought stuff, it is night and day. Man, that is refreshing, and it's probably why I can't taste that there's any vodka in that at all. Benefit of vodka or downfall of vodka, depending on how you look at it. Very easy to hide in a drink. Make an alcoholic drink taste like there's no alcohol in it at all. Of course, it's a wonderful spirit to do a lot of things because you can add it into almost anything and make it taste good. So that's great. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the hiatus and the year in review of Stone Cold Crows. And the two kind of go hand in hand together. So as you might know, last year, April 30th, was the debut of our band to the world musically. That was the first day we released our first single, Before the Devil Knows We're Dead, and it did quite well for us, despite the fact that we have never performed live. Now, of course, COVID has been running rampant across the world for 2 years now, and starting a band during a global pandemic in a business that has not been allowed to operate in 2 different cities, never performing live, no full band, and doing all this in a constant lockdown, lose your job, go back to work and work yourself to try and pay off the debt you accumulated well on government support, vice versa. I don't know how many times that's happened now. But I personally have switched employers 4 times in the last 6 months, which is unheard of for me. But it's been a struggle at times to keep some kind of financial stability going in my own life. And as a result, there needs to be some kind of financial stability in my personal life before there can be financial stability to run a band properly. Now, as you might know, Original Sin Part 2, the follow-up to our debut album, is written. It's ready to go. But what's not ready to go is the money required to record it. And for me, that means there's going to be a period of radio silence for this band until we can properly follow it up. We will be recording that album before we start taking our show live, and it's just been unpredictable to see when we can get a band together to do live shows. We've been offered many live show opportunities, which is great, but currently we do not have the finances to hire a band or set up a jam situation or any of that without the kind of guaranteed rules and regulations to support the music industry ongoing. COVID outbreaks still happen. I've personally gone through 2 places of employment in the last 3.5 months that have had COVID outbreaks and have been forced to shut down temporarily. Again, very unstable time to be a musician. And so I've made the decision personally that I'm going to stop things for a little bit while I start putting away the money. And that just means there's nothing to really talk about in the Stone Cold Crows camp until we go back to the studio again. The software that I use to record this podcast, it's pretty expensive subscription service, and I think I'm going to pause it while I get some things in order. Just a personal decision for me. It's also very time consuming to try and map out when I'm going to record, release, edit, all that stuff to put these podcasts out. And it's becoming a bit, well, what am I supposed to talk about this week when we haven't done anything? It's just a matter of trying to get finances back together while we prepare for our actual launch as a band live. And when that's going to be, I wish I could tell you. But right now, it seems to me that we have a little bit of work ahead of us just in terms to be financially set to do this. It's not easy paying for everything with only 2 members in the band, particularly with the, like I said, economic instability of the lines of work, at least for me, that I've been in. And so this isn't like oh man, he's done, we're not going to ever see the band like again. That's not what I mean at all. It just means that there's going to be a little bit of a quiet period, I think, at least for me personally, while I sort some things out and get ready to release new music, because I am very excited to go back to Newcomb Studios and record it. But it will not be at the expense of my personal situation, which needs to get a little bit more stability as the world gets back to normal. So I'm not going to talk too much longer this episode, guys. You can check the website out. I'm still going to be adding bar things here and there, and you'll find any updates that come through us, whether things change. There could be unpredictable moments. Not like we're not doing anything. It's just it's a little bit of a quiet period right now in between when we can actually do things as a band versus what's going on right now. I know Bryson's also busy with his other band, Ava. They were supposed to be touring this summer. Last we spoke about it. And of course, they've already started doing shows, some of which were canceled because people got COVID. So again, the instability of this industry right now, it just seems like, you know what, for a little while, I think we're just gonna go into the lab, as they might say, put some things together behind the scenes until we can unveil the next phase of Stone Cold Crows. So with that, guys, I want to say, cheers. Dare to be different. Keep creating cool shit, and keep your eye on what's coming out, because we will be back with a vengeance when we release new music. So until then, take care of yourselves, and I will see you later.